good person doesn't exist. It just doesn't, and that means a perfect adult doesn't exist either. And for young kids, sometimes it's hard to grasp that, but I'm here to talk to you today about it. About how adults still make mistakes, and it's okay. Hi, my name is Grace, and I'm from Seale Middle School. There are many different types of mistakes that adults can make. Some of them because the adult was not a good person and did it because they knew it would benefit them. But some mistakes can happen out of the fact that we're human and we can't change that. There are thousands upon thousands of mistakes that I could talk about that have happened over the course of thousands and thousands of years. But after doing some digging, I found some I would like to share with you today because I think they're very interesting. The French railway needs some new trains. The old ones were just done. They spent $15 billion on some new trains. It seems like a lot of money, and it is, but imagine spending that much on some trains only to figure out they won't fit your railroad. Yeah, the trains did not fit. This is a problem because trains are not like shoes where you can just turn in the receipt and get your money back. It's a lot more difficult. They ended up spending $54 million to get that problem fixed. It's like buying a big new car without checking the width of your garage, said Emmanuel Godin. Crazy, right? That story was an example of people who made mistakes because they weren't careful enough. But some mistakes can happen just because of dumb luck in the future. Larry Page and Sergey Brin went over and had a talk with the CEO, George Bell, in 1999. They wanted to sell a platform I'm sure we're all familiar with, Google. Can anyone guess how much they wanted to sell it for? $1 million. George, however, declined that deal, so they tried to lower it down to $750,000. But he still said no. Today, however, Google is valued at $365 billion. Whoops. Some mistakes happen during crisis times, too. I have some examples from when we were at a crisis. Yep, coronavirus. It was a panic time, and some people slipped up and may or may not have realized it. Hang on, let me tell you about it. First off, spraying the germs. People were leaving their houses and going to public places, like parks, and hanging out with their friends. I feel like they did it because that's what they enjoyed, and they thought, if I enjoy it, I should go out and do it, right? Wrong. In reality, they were only harming others and themselves. It just infuriated me at the time because people were out living their lives and making me have to wait longer. This mistake was more based off of selfishness and just not focusing on the bigger picture of who they were harming. Another example is hoarding. Many people hoarded supplies during coronavirus. Some did it because they were anxious, but some did it just to make money. Some people would buy it for lower prices at the store and sell them on higher prices for Amazon. He made so much extra money that the store needed and scammed so many people out of their money. One man bought thousands and thousands of bottles of hand sanitizer and sold them on Amazon for $40–$80. Like I said, he was just scamming so many people out of their money, and it was just so sad to see. Luckily, he was shut down and had to donate all the leftover hand sanitizer. He ended up losing more money than he had been gaining. My last mistake I've saved for last because it's just sad. This one comes out of adults who are just bad on the inside. Parents will have kids and then realize that they don't want them, and instead of giving them up to adoption or foster families, they abuse them. Those kids who have been abused don't understand that adults make mistakes, and that's why I'm trying to get this point out. The kids thought that what their parents were doing it for a good reason, and that they should just listen, everything will be fine, but by the time they realized that their parents were making a mistake, it was too late. Adults making mistakes happens everywhere. Fixing mistakes, though, usually comes down to a personal level. But for you adults out there, here's just some quick things I can say. It's very easy to become self-centered, even just in a little quick moment. A lot of mistakes happen because you're thinking of yourself instead of maybe your family or your community or your job. It's not a bad thing because we all do it. I just feel like sometimes people need to think about what's good for other people and not just themselves. But for you kids out there, or even teens, or even other adults, we need to gather the strength to call out these mistakes and get them fixed. It might not happen right away, but over time, people may realize that, oh yeah, this isn't the right thing, and I need to change. One more thing before I finish is, you kids and teens out there, I don't want the number one thing you to take away from this is that, oh, adults make mistakes and I don't need to listen to them, because you do. You just need to open your mind to the world of being human. It happens all the time. Maybe they mix up your birthdays or forget you at soccer practice. Those are just everyday mistakes that happen to adults all the time. I want to leave you on a brighter note, so let me tell you a funny story. A woman and a lawyer were seated next to each other on a flight from LA to New York. The lawyer asked if she would like to play a game. The woman just wanted to take a nap, so she declines and turns over and goes to sleep. But the lawyer explained, I ask you a question, and if you don't know the answer, you pay me $5, and vice versa. Again, she declines and tries to get some sleep. The lawyer, now agitated, says, okay, if I don't know the answer, you pay me $5. But if you don't know the answer, hang on, let me rephrase that. Okay, if you don't know the answer, you pay me $5, and if I don't know the answer, I will pay you $500. This catches the woman's attention, and figuring there'll be no end to this tournament unless she agrees. She agrees. The lawyer asks the first question. What's the distance from the Earth to the moon? The woman doesn't say a word, reaches into her purse, and hands him a $5 bill. Okay, says the lawyer, your turn. She asks the lawyer what goes up a hill with 3 legs and comes down with 4 legs. Think about that for a moment. The lawyer, puzzled, takes out his laptop computer and searches all of his references. No answer. He even goes to the Library of Congress, but still no answer. Frustrated, he sends emails to all of his friends and coworkers. To no avail. After an hour, he wakes the woman up and hands her $500. The woman says, thank you, and turns back to get some more sleep. The lawyer, who was more than a little upset, wakes the woman and says, well, what's the answer? Without a word, the woman reaches into her purse, hands him a $5 bill, and goes back to sleep. Thank you for watching my TED Talk.